Oh my god, I love sleeping. Happy Halloween! Yes, it's October and I feel like we can finally start creating Halloween content, and that makes my heart full of joy. And I was wondering what I kind of fancied to start Halloween off this year and what I kind of wanted to do, what was going to be my vibe. Was it going to be spooky? Was it going to be cute? What's it going to be? And anyway, I came across this little kit, which doesn't really look like much. This is how it arrived. Didn't even come in a box. But if you remember years ago, I did some diamond painting, which I actually enjoyed. In fact, I think I've still got it somewhere. Oh, I'm not going to lie, some of the diamonds have fallen off. I haven't looked after this very well. But yes, I did this giraffe many moons ago. If you've been with this channel since this, you deserve a round of applause for putting up with me for so long.
Well done.
But I did do this diamond painting giraffe thing, and if you actually look close, it's made up of lots and lots of little plastic bead things that you just kind of stick on and create a picture. This took me ages, by the way. It took me so long, and I really wish I'd looked after it a bit better, but never mind. You can still tell that it's a giraffe though, can't you? And anyway, they do loads of different kind of diamond painting things, and it just so happens they do Halloween themed coasters, which I thought looked super fun, ridiculously cute, and something I would actually look after instead of my giraffe. I'm very sorry, giraffe. So let's get into it and spend hours and hours and hours sticking little plastic beads to a coaster. Okay, so it comes with a cute little coaster holder. We have some cork backends for obviously the coaster, and then we have the coaster designs and obviously the diamond painting stuff. So we've got Freddy Krueger. Oh my god, cute. They're like dead little cartoony versions, aren't they? We've got Mike Myers. Oh, what film's he from? Wait there, it's gonna come to us with Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween. We've got It, spooky clown. Pennywise, whatever it's called. We've got Evil Doll Chucky. Now this might be a shock to people, but I'm not familiar with, I believe this is the Tim Burton one, the Nightmare Before Whatever, or Christmas or something.
What's this? What's this?
I've never actually seen it. And I know people are going to be furious with us that I've never seen it, because I know it's a very iconic film, but I've never ever seen it. I've just never fancied it. Let me know in the comments if it's any good and I should watch it. But I know that's from that. We also have the Scream character. I like how these are all little cartoony versions of the actual characters. Oh, which character is this? That's not the guy from the Chainsaw Massacre, is it? I can't remember who this is, but I know who it is, and it's just not coming to us at all. It's not the chainsaw person. And then we've also got this one who I have no idea who that is. I'm sorry. I feel like this one might be Nightmare Before Christmas thingy? I don't know. I feel like people are going to revoke my Halloween license from us. I know about 90% of the characters, alright? And I think we'll start with Freddy Krueger. And I'm not going to overly explain what diamond painting is or how to do it or anything, because I've already done that. So you're more than welcome to go back and watch that video if you want to. I'm pretty sure as we're going, if you don't know what diamond painting is, you'll figure it out. It's not rocket science. I'll do this one first and see how I get on and see whether I'm going to have time to do all of them. But I know this takes a very long time. You won't think this little tiny thing will take very long at all. It will. I promise you, it's going to take us absolutely ages. But it's Halloween and it's worth it. It's worth it for Halloween. And so it begins. Number 1. Oh, cute. And I think if you're the kind of person who really likes kind of colouring in and just little relaxing kind of bitty things, you would absolutely love diamond painting. If you haven't heard of it before, I'm assuming the majority of us by now will have heard what diamond painting is. I think it's been around for a while. You can also get absolutely ginormous ones, which must take people like literal years to complete. I think this is far more exciting because they're Halloween themed. Although saying that, mind, obviously my giraffe is absolutely messed up. I don't know whether these are going to be practical coasters. You know, if I have anyone round for Halloween or a Halloween party, I don't think I want anyone putting any drink or anything on these coasters. They're going to be show coasters. Just decorative, cute little things. To be fair, you could even like stick these on your wall as like a little Halloween decoration, couldn't you? I'll just give you a little up close just in case you don't know what I'm doing. So if you see on the board, there's little numbers. I know I said I wasn't going to explain. There's little numbers that correlate to little gems and you just stick them where they are. And I'm currently working on that little section there. there, the little red ones. Gorgeous. Ooh, what Halloween film should I watch this year? Let me know your recommendations for Halloween movies in the comments below, please. If you're wanting to know my kind of vibe and my genre of Halloween films, because people think Halloween films, they're just like gory or scary, but there's different categories of Halloween. So you could have like spooky, kind of scary ghost, suspenseful kind of Halloween films. You can have like slasher, terrifying, like horror films. You could have very grotesque, like disgusting, vile horror films. You can even have comedy horror films. You can obviously have animated horror films. There's just so much variety and so much choice. I think I lean more towards the serious, kind of spooky ones. I don't mind a slasher, but it's not my favourite. And if you're going to do a comedy horror, it has to be done very well. Like I saw the latest Final Destination when that came out at the cinema earlier this year. And it was good because obviously it's Final Destination and I love the Final Destination franchise. It's one of my favourites. It's a proper comfort movie, weirdly enough. I don't know whether that's quite alarming to say it's a comfort movie, but it is. When I was poorly, you know that time I was poorly? Well, I know I'm poorly all the time. When I had that really bad flu, when I was bedbound, I watched all of the Final Destination films in bed, and it made me feel a lot better. But anyway, getting back onto it, I saw the latest one at the cinema when that came out. And I really enjoyed it. I enjoyed the kind of story to it and the plot and stuff. I thought that was very interesting. The one thing that bothered me more than anything was they kind of leaned in towards the comedy of it all, and it just... I don't know. We know what Final Destination is and we know it's a bit of a cliche and we understand what's going to happen, but I feel like when a film becomes too aware of itself, I find it hard to enjoy the movie, if that makes sense. So I still really enjoyed it. I just wish they hadn't lent so much into the comedy side of things. I could be the only one who thinks that way, and that's fine. It's just my opinion. Will I watch it again? Absolutely, because it's Final Destination. Obviously I'll watch it again. But hopefully if they are going to continue making more, they steer a little bit away from that. I tell you what I would really like to see in a Final Destination movie is obviously Bloodlines, when it went back to the, I think it's the 1950s or something. I would love to see a Final Destination set in like a vintage era. I think that would be really cool. I don't know how it would work, but you could get some really interesting deaths. And I enjoyed seeing like a 50s, 60s kind of vibe. I know they probably don't care about my opinion or my advice, but if they do, then you know, you are more than welcome to use it. You don't even need a pays.
Thank you.
And this is what I'm talking about earlier on when I said this will take forever. I've done this little tiny section, which is looking gorgeous, very sparkly. That's taken me 15 minutes, and I don't even think that's a quarter. So if you're ever tempted by a little diamond painting kit, just be prepared that you're gonna be there for the long haul, okay? I know most people don't do it in one sitting. They'll do a little bit and then come back to it. But because I'm making a video, I punish myself and do it all at the same time. Weirdly enough, the other day, obviously I record in advance and stuff like that because of time constraints and work and stuff. And usually Halloween sets me back quite a lot, as does Christmas, because I make more content and the videos tend to be a little bit more elaborate, etc, etc. And I've literally just caught up with myself from last year, content-wise. So I tend to like to be about 8 weeks ahead of my schedule, if that makes sense. So I like to have 8 videos fully edited, scheduled, ready to kind of be uploaded. Just in case anything happens, I get poorly, etc, etc, then at least I've got like a video coming out every week. I don't want to let people down. And anyway, I have been trying to catch up with myself for an entire year, and the other day I managed to catch up with myself. I was very, very pleased. It's taken so long and just in time for me to slip back and be behind because of the content I'm going to make. Also, by the way, I am planning on making some extra content this year for October. I'm not committing to 2 videos a week like I do for Christmas, but I am hoping to make some more content, so stay tuned for that. Touch wood as well, as long as nothing crazy happens. I know I am in the process of buying a house, etc, which is gonna gobble up a lot of my time, but still. It's Halloween, so I thought it would spoil everyone.
Simple thank you, Mother, might be a nice place to start.
And I think people do forget as well that I record like ridiculously in advance. Sometimes I'll get like a comment or something and I kind of read it and I'm like, you do know that that time's already passed. I've already done that. I'm already ahead of that. I suppose if you don't make content and stuff, especially crafting content, you won't really understand like how long it can take and all these different things that go into it. I think sometimes people think I just sit in front of my camera, I click like record and poof, a video magically craps out of the camera ready to be uploaded to YouTube and it only takes like an hour or something. It's not the case at all. I wish it was, but it's not. There's so much time that goes into it, it's unreal. However, it's something I actually really enjoy, so I don't really mind. Like for example, this video, it'll take me, I want to say a good
84 years.
2 days to fully edit it, put the music on, etc, and then schedule it and fill in all that information, do the thumbnail or closed caption. That will take like another couple of hours. Just a lot of stuff behind the scenes that no one sees. You just get to see cute little diamond painted coasters. I get to stare at myself for hours and hours and hours. I think that's one horror villain I wouldn't want to go up against, Freddy Krueger. The fact that he can literally get you in your dreams, and that's like my favourite thing to do is sleeping. Oh my god, I love sleeping. Sleeping and eating, my favourite activities in the world. And the fact that you would have to stay up and never sleep in order to avoid them. Nah. Oh, that's surprising actually. I just thought, coaster wise, why didn't they have Candyman? Candyman would have been a fantastic one to have. So that film used to terrify us when I was younger. And also, I think I've said this before, 13 Ghosts. 13 Ghosts used to scare the shit out of me as a kid. Looking at it now, it's not as scary as what it was when I was a child. Go. But when I was a kid, I was terrified of that film, but I really enjoyed it at the same time. It was one of those conflicting moments where you really enjoy the movie, but it gives you nightmares. I still remember watching it for the first time. I'm pretty sure we rented it from Blockbuster or something. Yes, that's how old I am, alright. Blockbuster was still around.
Look at me!
I'm pretty sure it was on VCR. Or was it a DVD? Don't know. I feel like there are too many young people these days. It's making me feel very old. I remember renting out the Titanic, and because the Titanic was so long, and obviously it must be memory-wise or something, it actually came on, I don't know whether it was the DVDs or the tapes, and it came on 2. So you would watch the first part, then you would have to take that out and put the second part in to watch the full film. Because it was that long, it was spread across 2 actual physical pieces of media.
Come back!
Which is insane if you think about it now, that the fact that you can just kind of go onto Netflix and that's just there. Just madness, isn't it? Completely madness. I'm not going to talk too much about it because I will really show my age and I don't fancy that. There seems to be like a bit of a trend at the minute on TikTok of like these creators and stuff basically asking their audience, or just the internet, how old they think they are. And oof, oh, some of the comments, oh, it's devastating. So rude. They'll be like 25 and people are saying, oh, 42. Or they'll be like 21 and they'll be saying, oh, easily 54. And that's why you have to be careful about what you ask people on the internet. They'll either be brutally honest with you or they'll completely troll you and take the piss. It's one of the two. Like there was an interviewer asking some I think they're called Gen Zs, on what they would consider like past it, like over the hill, not worth anything anymore basically. And they were saying, if you were born before the year 2000, then you're over the hill and past it.
How dare you speak to me like that?
It's like, excuse me. It's like, wash your mouth out, please. Don't you dare swear at me like that.
I am your mother!
And I guarantee as well, when I was that age, I'll have probably thought the same thing. And then as you get older, you realise that you don't actually feel any different. I don't think I could go clubbing like I used to. I used to proper hammer it. I think I'd just be a bit too tired. I could do it if I really had to, but I'd have to really be in the mood for it. But I used to pre-drink like 2 bottles of wine and then go out. Don't think I could do that anymore. I would literally die. But I could still do a lot of things that I used to do back in the day. In fact, I could probably do more because I'm a lot healthier now. Before, I used to just live off cigarettes and alcohol.
No one's fun anymore!
And now I'm a little bit more conscious. So that's all done with the number 1s. And I know this Halloween hasn't been over yet, and it's a bit crazy to think about next Halloween, but I'm very, very excited about next Halloween because I should technically be in my own house by then. And the thing is, where I live at the moment, we're in the middle of nowhere, so I don't really see the point of decorating. Like literally no one sees it, there's no point. Whereas next year, I'll feel more inclined to decorate my house for Halloween. I hope my neighbours decorate too. At least put a pumpkin looking out. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I also might get trick-or-treaters in the house that I'm moving to, because we don't get any. We get absolutely zero trick-or-treaters because you would have to walk miles to get here. There's literally no civilization around. It would be more likely a sheep or a horse knocked at our door than an actual person. And the thing is, I don't mind trick-or-treaters. You know, I'll get some sweets in and stuff. However, if you're lazy, like kids when I was younger, and what they would do is they would just put the head underneath their shirt and say trick-or-treat and say that they were the headless horseman. Which is just a cop-out. That is very, very lazy, and you will not get any sweeties offers. And I know not everyone can afford a costume and stuff like that, but there's plenty of things you can do. You could literally get a toilet roll and wrap it around you and pretend you're a mummy. You could get a bed sheet, cut some holes in it, turn yourself into a ghost. There are so many very, very cheap things you could do. You don't need to be lazy. Even a bin bag, you could do something with a bin bag, but sticking your head under a t-shirt is not a costume. I remember my grandma never used to like us trick-or-treating or basically doing anything with Halloween because she's very religious and she said that we were celebrating Satan. Which I don't think is true because I'm pretty sure Satan has nothing to do with Halloween. I don't really know the origins of Halloween. I have a feeling it might have been an American thing that started Halloween. I could be wrong, but I don't think it's got anything to do with like hell and the devil. There's no way these are going to be used as coasters. Absolutely not. Because I'm already 40 minutes into this and I haven't even... I feel like I've barely scratched it. I'll show you where I'm up to so far. We're getting there. Look at all them crystals. Oh my god. I love the sparkle on these. I really do. But I'm going to stick some Desperate Housewives on so I can actually entertain myself. My back's hurting a little bit, but not too bad. And then at least I can be occupied by a bit of Gabrielle and Lynette and Susan and Brie. Brie's my favourite character, by the way. Whilst I should have really put a Halloween movie on. No, it's fine. I'm loving Desperate Housewives at the moment. I'm watching it for like the millionth time. And then hopefully after about 10 hours, I'll have a tiny little coaster. I might try and do another one as well. We'll see how I feel. So I'm finally back after a long time of sticking little gems to a piece of wood. And here's my little Freddy Krueger one. How cute is that? Oh my god, it's adorable. I know the origins of these villains and stuff are supposed to be quite creepy and scary. I think that's just super cute. I absolutely love them. And then because I was enjoying it so much and I was getting in the mood, I was like, you know what, I'll do another one. So I also did Chucky. Look at that. Ah, he's so cool. Proper cute. Unfortunately, I didn't get time to do any of the other ones that I've got because I again underestimated how long it was going to take to make one of these, and I did already stick the little cork backing on it. I'll keep these ones and I might do these another day. I just need to make sure not to lose any of the little gems because I know what I'm like.
Pretty much I will let Gemma know.
Anyway, I think that just about does it for today's Halloweeny video. Hopefully you have enjoyed it. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up and let me know whether you'll be interested in doing a bit of Halloween diamond painting this year, or you could save this for next year, you know, pop it in your basket or something. And make sure to stay tuned for next week because there'll be another Halloweeny video. Fantastic. And there's also going to be way more Halloweeny stuff coming up, so you don't want to miss that. Or you do. Depends if you like Halloween or not.